Hey, Coach. Thanks for taking the time today.
Thank you.
We'll get started here with Dave Zangaro and then Bo Wolf.
Hey, Nick. First off, how are you feeling and how did everything go down with the process of getting tested and what's the plan for the rest of the week without you potentially being there?
Yeah, wasn't feeling great this morning when I woke up and just got tested, and obviously we are where we are right now. I mean, I don't. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling a little bit better now, which is good. And then the rest of the week, I'll be in every meeting as if, obviously virtually, as if that every single meeting, every quarterback meeting, every offensive meeting, every team meeting, I'll be running those. And yeah, just business as usual.
Who runs practice?
Well, practice runs itself, really, to be 100% honest with you, right? You blow the horn, you go to period. I'm not a big talker, to be honest with you. After, I talk to them a lot in team meetings. I talk to our guys a lot in team meetings. Breakdowns normally go, hey, I may say one thing, but normally I'm like, hey, Lane, break us down. So players will break us down as normal. So business as usual.
Go ahead, Bo, and then Mike K.
So if you were not able to coach on Sunday, Nick, are you willing to tell us who would be the coach, or you want to keep that close to the vest?
Yeah, Kevin Patula, and we'll do all the, whether we're going for it on fourth down, different situations like that, the coin toss, this and that. The reason I chose the reason that I went with Kevin there, Jamal Singleton will help with things as well. But the reason Kevin will be in charge there is because Kevin doesn't have a position to coach. Kevin helps with a lot of different aspects throughout the game. I want there to be as little change as possible. I don't want Jamal have to think about that during, while he's coaching a position. So Kevin's involved in all those conversations of, coin toss and going for it on fourth down, as it is anyway. So it's just a natural transition for Kevin to be able to do that.
Go ahead, Mike, and then Jeff McLean.
Hey, Nick, with this 5-game turnaround, is there any concern for just the timetable of the turnaround of you being able to be cleared?
Oh, the 5-day turnaround there. Yeah, I mean, we'll just see what the numbers say, and if I'm hopefully I'll be ready to go on Sunday. If not, we've been prepared for this. I'm very confident in what we did as far as getting ahead of everything last week and the last couple of weeks of being separated, putting ourselves almost in protocol as it was, just with the extra precautions we took. Yeah, we'll see what the numbers say. But if I'm not going to be there on game, like I said, everything up till game day will be very normal, except that I'm not in the building. And so, but I'll be running everything the same way, because I'm the head coach. And but as far as Sunday goes, we'll play that by ear and see what happens.
Go ahead, Jeff, and then Zach Berman.
Nick, what was the reaction when you found out?
I'm sorry, who asked me that? Jeff? I didn't see.
Yeah, reaction when you found out that you tested positive.
Right. Nah, just I guess the first thing was let me get away from everybody. Let's make sure my family's good, and pretty much that's it. And then basically, Jeff, it was how I get all my stuff at the hotel where I'm staying to make sure I have everything I need to get ready for this game. I mean, before I thought about anything else about like what I'm going to eat or anything like that, I wanted to make sure I had my computer in here and my film in here to make sure I could watch and prepare for this game.
Go ahead, Zach, and then John McMullen.
Hey, Nick, how's the rest of your staff at this point? And how much work were you guys able to do in game planning and preparing in the days before yesterday's game?
Yeah, we got a big portion of it done, which is good. Obviously we came in here thinking, hey, today's going to be, it's Wednesday, so we got to be caught up to where we would on Wednesday, and I'm confident that we are. And so now it's the rest of the game planning from Wednesday on, and the rest of the staff's good. and again, I'll get more information from our medical staff here within the next couple hours of, where everybody is as far as that goes. But we're in a good spot right now where we normally are on Wednesday, and where you are normally on Wednesdays, you got a big portion of the game plan done, and that's where we are right now.
Go ahead, John, and then Les Bowen.
Hey, Nick, hope you're feeling better soon. What can you kind of tell us about Kevin Patula? I remember when you got the job, you mentioned how much you were putting on Kevin's shoulders, and it was evident pretty quickly that you guys were close. What about him makes you think he can handle this if you're not able to go on Sunday?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, during the game, it's a lot of the things during the game is being able to, the decision making as far as, and obviously Shane and I have been calling it all together, the game together the entire year, right? I mean, I know for whatever reason I get credit for or the other way around when it doesn't go good for the play calling. And so, but Shane and I have been calling it together the entire year. Shane's done a great job there. So, but as far as Kevin goes, like I said, the decisions that are being made there are, the fourth down decisions. It was a big chunk of them. And obviously, the pregame stuff of going for it as far as, receiving, kicking, receiving, which way you want to defend. And that all those things happen with the communication, with everybody. So Kevin's got a great relationship, obviously, with Jonathan as well. So he'll be able to communicate that back and forth. So it's just Kevin being, the person that he is, and having that relationship with everybody on our staff. Did I answer your question enough?
Yeah. Thanks, Nick.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead, Les, and then Ruben Frank.
Yeah. Hi, Nick. I had a question ready, and I guess I'm going to stick with it, even though this has certainly changed the whole scenario here. But you had a real short week earlier in the year. You ended up, not playing a very good game against Tampa. What did you learn from that? And how are you going to approach this week in terms of balancing physical readiness with, the fact that everybody just played Tuesday night?
Sure. We actually have an extra day. And so, that when you play a Thursday night, obviously we had one less day, getting ready for Tampa. Again, we didn't play good enough in Tampa. We didn't coach good enough in Tampa and against Tampa. And so, those were some of the contributors to us not winning that football game. So we have that extra day to get ready. After any type of schedule, you always are looking at, in any type of schedule, like, what can we do to get better from this? And so we've made tweaks after, our Tampa game. And maybe this period should be a little bit longer than this. Maybe this third down should go this day, this and that. And so we've made those adjustments just like we would with everything else that we thought would be better. And then, like I said, with this day, you get one extra day. And so we're deciding, those periods that we have are full speed, seeing how the guys feel. Friday there might be some full speed things. But again, want to see how everybody feels as we get together with the medical staff. But just making those tweaks, less, just to make sure that we're better, like we do in everything. Hey, how do we run this play better? And you go into the same things, like, all right, I want to, maybe we should do this with this play. And it's the same thing with scheduling.
Thank you.
We'll go to Ruben and Martin Frank.
Hey, Nick, hope you get through this quickly. If I could just, you're right there. If I could just clarify, are you saying Kevin would call plays Sunday if you're not back, or would Shane do it?
Shane would.
And part two of that is, when you say that you and Shane have both been calling plays, how did two people call plays? And like, were you alternating drives or quarters? And could you just kind of expound on that a little?
Yeah. No, not alternate. We're just calling it together. Like, Shane's the one calling it into the quarterback. We're talking about the series of plays before each go around. Like, it's like, hey, we're going to run this, and this on this one. And we know the flow of what we're going to do. Shane calls it in, but we discuss of what that flow is going to be before each one. And then, and Shane rolls with that series of 5 plays. And then I'll say, I mean, so it could be a series of different, it could be different each series, I guess is what I'm saying. Like sometimes Shane's just going to roll with those 5, 6 plays that we talked about. And sometimes it's going to be Shane's going to call it in the order we talked about. And then I'm going to tell him, no, I want this here. I mean, so it's just, we're doing everything together. We talk about the third downs beforehand. That's kind of cemented in before the drive starts. Hey, this is our next 3rd and 2 to 3. This is our next 4 to 6, etc. Next red zone call at each section of the red zone. Next time we're going to do whatever it is. So we're just calling it together based off of the collaboration. And like I said, I think he's done a great job.
Go ahead, Martin, and then John Clark.
Martin, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Hope you're feeling all right. Speaking of COVID, obviously you guys had Landon and Andre Dillard test positive this week, both offensive linemen. I mean, now you kind of have it. How worried are you about like a possible outbreak? And if there is one, would you like lobby the NFL to maybe push your game back against the Giants today or something like that?
Well, like I said, we took a lot of precautions as far as last week, the last couple of weeks of just taking more precautions, knowing that this was getting, the pandemic was just, getting more and more, I don't want to say serious because it's always been serious, but, just the spread was more rapid or whatever however you want to say it. So we've taken more precautions even these last couple of weeks. So, that doesn't mean that you're not going to have an outbreak. So, but I'm not going to play a hypothetical there. I feel like we've done the right things, and we'll play it by ear if that does happen. Again, the NFL's done a good job of, putting the protocols in place and all that. And so it's not my job to lobby for anything. They're going to do what they think's best for the players, and they're going to do what they think's best for the coaches, and they're going to do what they think's best for the league. And we'll trust that, and we'll play when they tell us to play.
We'll take one more question here from John Clark.
Nick, good to hear you're doing okay at this point. Last night, were you feeling any issues last night? I did notice that when you shook hands with Ron Rivera, I believe you put on a mask or wanted to make sure you were covered. And how important is it to look out for one another when we're going through this as a team and as a league?
Yeah, I felt fine last night. Again, Ron was wearing a mask there, and again, we were wearing masks inside, and I wanted to, obviously with Coach Rivera wearing a mask, I wanted to wear a mask as well. I just didn't. I kind of just covered myself up like this. When I went in there, I kind of put my face under there. So again, but I felt fine last night, and again, but we were inside, we were wearing masks like we were. And so again, wanted to do that when I shook people's hands as well.
All right. Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thanks, everybody.